At 124 feet, where I can't seem to get any farther.
What's that? You mean on the screen right there, it's just totally black, that means you can't?
Yeah, it's totally black as the dirty water. You'll see in a minute as I pull back, it'll get a little clearer.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
So as you can
Yeah.
see, if I stop my camera here, that water will just stop and sit because it's not going anywhere. That should be draining right off into the city sewer.
Okay.
And the longer I sit here and just wait, it'll just stop.
Right.
So all the way from there. Now you can see a little bit of the pipe here. 6-inch. But this goes right back into a big, huge belly.
Oh, you got the water standing right there.
Yeah, and it's
Not-
standing for almost this whole line.
Yeah, and it's not draining like it should be.
Yep.
Down.
Just a question, with it all running, everything runs through this, correct?
Everything.
Get going? So
Everything.
would they be
All the
backing up
drain-
by now, or no?
No, not necessarily, because we got to see how much room is between the foundation wall and where the belly starts. Okay? That's kind of what we're doing now. So right now, as you can see, I'm pulling back. This is only about half full, maybe less. So there's a section that is really not holding water.
Yeah, that one there looks good, right? Now is the water, the water does look like it's moving there, right?
It is moving.
But that other part, it was deeper, it looks like it's stuck.
But the biggest part is still to come.
Oh, that other part.
The biggest belly, yep. So even here, I really can't inspect the bottom of the line because I can't see it. You know, I can't see if there's cracks. I can't see.
Yeah, all you see is
You can't.
water,
Yeah, you can't
debris.
see anything. Yeah. And like I said, it's just sitting still. So this belly started about 90 feet, I believe, and we're at 75 now. So it's quite big. It's quite a large belly. That's
Say
big.
Nothing but water.
Yep, it's a big belly. So that's totally, and what that's from is, of course, settling out there, everything settles, but it's basically, because I see houses in the city of Detroit that lines are 100-year-old and there's no bellies at all. So it's all how they take the time to bed the ground correctly for the proper pitch once the pipe is in there.
Right.
And like that right there, I mean, it's just sitting still.
It's just so curious about why it's not backing up.
Well, you'll see in a minute. And believe me, I've had a lot of these jobs where I turn the water on throughout the whole house. I have my camera out and I'm like, turn the water off. It's coming. It'll come through the floor drains,
No, yeah.
But as you can see, we haven't seen the top of the water in a long time, so this is really full. And we started at 90 feet, and now we're 45 feet. So that's a huge, huge belly. Now we can start to see a little bit.
Yeah, it's going down a little bit there. Now it's down.
So
So it just kind of goes up and
to
down.
40 feet. 50-foot belly.
You're estimating about 50 feet?
Yep.
For that?
So what's in these bellies? It just sits there? It doesn't go anywhere?
Yeah, see, think of it this way. If I had a pipe in my hand right now, and if I laid it flat,
Yeah.
and it had closed ends, that water is going nowhere.
Right.
It's just flat.
Yeah.
It's got to be a pitch. A lot of times you'll find that these are actually back pitch, so it's holding the water back even more than it is normally.
I'm just curious because.
Where the water's going.
Right.
Where's the water?
Yeah.
Well, what happens is it eventually, that pipe fills up so much that it eventually, at the other end, it eventually starts to drain off a little bit as much as it has to. And that's it. And then until something pushes it to drain off again, it's just gonna sit there.
Well, I was just curious, there's no backup down here. This is like the original town, this house from,
Right.
it's built.
Right.
So something could have possibly happened because it's been working for years.
Well, I
At the pitch level.
I'm sure Chris is looking at this, but I don't see any watermarks on the walls or anything,
Yeah.
so.
That's what I was wondering.
So here's the end of your crock pipe and the beginning of or the end of the cast iron that's in your house.
So the problem's not in here, it's out there
Right.
down the ground.
See all that black on the bottom? That's from not having a screen on your laundry tub disposal, the drain,
Oh, it's all those little pieces that get in there?
Yeah, it's just lint and it turns to that black stuff.
Oh, wow.
I don't know all about it.
Yeah, you really need them on there. So the cast iron is, I'd say, moderately to heavily scaled. So the crock pipe deteriorates like any kind of metal. The cast iron scales like a snake, so all the way around the inside of the pipe, it gets brittle and pieces fall in the bottom, and we have to determine what integrity is left in the pipe. But it looks like you've got quite a bit of integrity left in this pipe. But I'm going to take this back out now and go to,
Yeah, that's the pipe that, my house now that I had to replace, from the washer,
yep,
everything draining.
through the basement floor.
Yes.
No, that's always the case. It's always the washer line. Well, for one thing, in any normal house in the basement, the floor drain that's in front of your washer and dryer is sanitary. The rest, there could be 10 more. The rest are all storm drain, not sanitary.
Okay.
That's the only one.
Yeah, right, yeah. But no, you're right, I mean, there was one there, and that was the one that was backing up
Yep.
because of the,
Yeah, it gets all.
broken pipe.
Yep.
And then he ran out, ran